Ba, 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 ba. Breaking news. Today we are dealing with a story of falling pipelines due to poor manufacture of chemical valves, and Tom of the chemical organization is to blame. It has been found that Tom had taken a gift of high merit to benefit himself despite the safety of his community. Here's an overview. The relationship between Tom, the manager of a large chemical processing unit, and Jim, a specific sales rep of a distributive plant, must remain professional and free of coercion and bribery. It's important for the engineering student to realize that many situations can be interpreted as a form of bribery, extortion, or derivatives of simple perks from a high profile occupation. The scenario that I will present is detailed as follows and demonstrates blatant bribery. I believe by starting at this extreme, we can further specify the discrepancies of accepting bribes without stark benefit to the safety of the public as well as obligations to the employer of Tom. The following example is case 10 in the scenario involving Tom. Tom was in charge of designing a large new chemical processing unit. He was directed to design the plant to be safe, operable, and maintainable, and of course to be as economical as possible within these requirements. During this period, a salesman approached Tom and offered him a number of amenities if he would specify the valve sold by the salesman's company. The valve was more costly and not as safe, but Tom recommended it anyhow. After the valves were purchased, the salesman invited Tom on a very nice fishing trip to South America. Today we're going to be using the NCEES code, and only the following apply. So you have the licensee's obligation to the public. Licensees shall be cognizant that their first and foremost responsibility is to safeguard the health, safety, and welfare of the public when performing services for clients and employers. Tom knowingly recommended the valves despite a clear realization that there are safer products found in the competition to Jim. He was very dead set on this wonderful fishing trip. And some may argue that this is an example of blatant negligence towards the safety of the public and the actions influenced by the award of a fishing trip. Look how happy he looks on that fishing trip. And it overall, this decision may reflect badly upon the company and should be considered going forward, and safety may be compromised at a later date. The licensees shall, to the best of their knowledge, include all relevant and pertinent information in an objective and truthful manner with all professional documents, statements, and testimony. Tom needs to have proper communication with other higher ups in his company before making decisions that may reflect poorly on the company's future endeavors. Now we go to the licensee's obligation to employer and clients. Starting at number 5, licensees shall not solicit or accept gratuities directly or indirectly from contractors, their agents, or other parties in connection with work for employers or clients. Licensees shall disclose to the employers or clients all known or potential conflicts of interest or other circumstances that could influence or appear to influence their judgment or the quality of their professional service or engagement. Licensees shall not accept compensation, financial or otherwise, from more than one party for services pertaining to the same subject project unless the circumstances are fully disclosed and agreed to in writing in all or by all interested parties. Tom was directly influenced in his choice to decide which valves his company should choose. Tom made intentional choices for personal gain without regards to how this decision may impact his company and the company's public opinion. Tom clearly accepted a costly gift that may prove to be a safety issue for his clients in the final steps of production. Finally, we go to licensee's obligation to other licensees. A licensee shall not offer, give, solicit, or receive, either directly or indirectly, any commission or gift or other valuable consideration in order to secure work, and shall not make any political contribution with the intent to influence the award of a contract by public authority. The fishing trip in South America can be considered as a gift of numerous value. With this gift in mind, Tom was unable to provide clear judgment in choosing valves that would benefit his company, a valve that is economically practical and safe for public use. In conclusion, it's important to keep the company's interest in mind When in a position of power, when given the opportunity to make decisions regarding the safety of specific valves used, Tom needs to make a clear cut decision despite any compensation that he or she may or may not get. Thank you very much. Have a good one.